Isn't that illegal?
All the volunteers would do, was cut up pictures of famous pop stars, and they'd write the word evil on them and post them on lampposts or doors or shops and shops near the schools where the kids would all hang around. I mean, obviously, in the late 1990s, the Spice Girls were on the news all the time. So that, they were the big thing in Britain at the time. So my girlfriend said they were concentrating on that because it was the biggest image that was around. They're going to concentrate on how bad the image was that they were projecting, how little kids were dressing up and going mad for the Spice Girls, and how bad that was for them. And she showed me this room that was full of books and magazines with Spice Girls stuff in it. There's all sorts of other memorabilia that the Spice Girls used to sign up for all this memorabilia. There's all sorts of stuff in there, and all she wanted me to do was help her cut them up and make some of the notices and post them around the town. This is the sum total of plan, which obviously seems a bit ridiculous now. I mean, it did seem a bit weird to me then, but to be honest with you, again, one of the reasons is that I went along with it was she was my girlfriend, so if she was making her happy, I would go along with it. So for about 2 weeks, that's what I did. We went around sticking these little signs everywhere, and we even got at one point got into the local newspaper because everyone, obviously they were everywhere, so everyone was talking about them. Nobody knew where they come from, and it was like a little, not much of a fuss about it in the newspapers, but it was in there. There were about 10 of us in the group, and every couple of days she'd give another one of these little talks, and we'd make more posters, more signs, and secretly go around sticking them up when it got dark, so nobody could see us. So what happened next was one of the people in the group got caught sticking the signs up. Obviously, eventually somebody's going to see you doing this sort of thing. But unfortunately, he told the police about the house where we all met, and my girlfriend was arrested, and along with the person who was caught, they got charged with criminal damage. I mean, I got questioned as well, but I didn't say anything to incriminate myself, and they didn't actually charge me with anything. Unfortunately, my girlfriend at the time, she really, really couldn't cope with the situation. She genuinely thought they were stopping her helping these children. And again, I know she was obviously something wrong with her to think this, but she took an overdose of sleeping tablets, and she died. I don't want to. Anyway, that opened my eyes to how ridiculous it all was, and obviously it's going to sound ridiculous to you, the whole situation. Somebody, it was so serious that somebody had died because they thought the Spice Girls were evil. I mean, what the fuck? What's that all about? Anyway, the Spice Girls memorabilia is all around. I keep it in my room to remind me of her. I mean, obviously I don't believe in the afterlife, so she's gone for good. But I don't think there's any harm in keeping someone's memory alive. She was misguided, and I was misguided. She led me down the same kind of path, and that really is not going to happen to me again. I know my blogs are about religion, and it wasn't really a religion, You couldn't even call it a cult. Or maybe you could, I don't know. There were only about 10 of us. I see one or two of them around in town from time to time, but they don't talk to me. Sometimes they'll nod and walk past, that's about it. So I like to think I'm not nearly as vulnerable as them. Well, I'm not as vulnerable as them, but obviously you never know. These things happen. So I doubt if you're expecting a story quite like that one, but there you go. It's another aspect of my life. Think of it what you will. Okay.
Isn't that illegal?
Censor your kid's ideas, censor your child's inspiration, censor all that. Expect a really heavy return spring, because you know what? That kid's going to turn her on you, and you're never, ever going to have a part of his life again.
Casting off the chains of the world.
But enough about me.